Hey everybody, so we've talked about teams that are great at home this season. Now I want to talk about teams that are very, very good on the road this season. Before we get into the video, I just quickly want to remind everyone to please hit that thumbs up button and give the video a like. Greatly helps out the channel and is much appreciated. And if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Follow along for all my hockey content this season and all year round. So, great road teams. These are teams that can go into anyone else's building in the league and come away with 2 points and win games. They all have double-digit road wins already this season. So let's get into it, starting with the Washington Capitals. So the Washington Capitals are the best team in the league right now, points-wise, with 47. They're 21-4-5 on the season. They're having an outstanding year, obviously. They are good at home. They're certainly good at home, but they are extremely, extremely good on the road with a 13-2-1 road record this season. 13 wins out of 16 road games this year. This team is spectacular away from home, and they're just able to go into anyone else's building and just play great hockey and get 2 points. And they've got the most road wins out of any team in the league right now, and it's not really close because the next closest will be all of these other teams sitting at 10, starting with St. Louis. St. Louis Blues this year, again, they're a very good team all around. They're good at home as well with an 8-3-3 home record, but their road record is 10-3-3 this year. They've got 10 wins on away from home. 18-6-6 overall for 42 points, leading the Western Conference. St. Louis picking up right where they left off last season, where they were the Stanley Cup champions. Once again, look like one of the best teams in the league, and their road record is a big reason why. They are able to go anywhere else and pick up points, and they've done that this season with only 3 regulation losses away from home. Next up, we have the Colorado Avalanche, who Colorado already, has had a very interesting season. All that hype about them going in. And they had major injuries to Mikko Rantanen and Gabe Landeskog. They were able to survive those injuries. Both of those players are now back. And Colorado seems to be almost back to full strength. They're second place right now in the Central Division, 18-8-2 overall. They're a good home team, but they've been really, really good on the road as well, with a 10-5-1 road record this season, double-digit road wins already. And if you're a young team like the Avalanche, or an up-and-coming team like the Avalanche, being able to win on the road is going to be a very important part of becoming a top-tier NHL team. And Colorado is proving that they can win on the road this year. So they've looked really good. And, it's a big reason why they are where they are in the standings. Another Central Division team here, the Winnipeg Jets, are next on the list. Now, Winnipeg's an interesting team because you normally think of Winnipeg as having a huge home ice advantage. They have the whiteout in the playoffs, and just over the last few years, they've been thought of as a team with a massive home ice advantage, and MTS Center is not a place that you want to go and play, and Winnipeg's really good at home. That's not been the case this year. They're only 7-5-1 on home ice, but on the road, they're 10-5-1. They've got double-digit road wins already. They've obviously played more games on the road than at home, but it really... they've been a road warrior team this year, and they're picking up points away from home, and their record at home is still decent, but it's not, that far above 500, which is really interesting and not the usual script for the Winnipeg Jets. But this year's Jets team continues to surprise me with how good they are and how much they've been able to overcome. And, that makeshift decor of a lot of guys that are depth players is so far holding up. Connor Hellebuck's been outstanding in goal, and Winnipeg finds themselves in a playoff spot, and I thought they were going to miss the playoffs this year by a healthy amount. That has not been the case. Moving on now to the Pacific Division, we have the Arizona Coyotes. Now, Arizona, first place, just took over first place in the Pacific with their win last night. 17-9-4 on the season, but they're very average at home. 7-6-1 on home ice this season. pretty, close to 500, very average. On the road, however, they are 10-3-3 away from Arizona. You don't really know what causes that. You don't know why, but they are just really, really good away from home, and they win a lot more games away from home. They've played 16 games away. They've gotten points in 13 of them. They've won 10 of them. And then on home ice, they've played 14 games, and they've only won 7 of them, and they've gotten points in 8 of them. But they're better on the road than they are at home. And that's just, the way it's gone this year for Arizona. And, I mean, that's going to be good come playoff time. If you can win in another team's building, that's going to help you a lot steal games in the playoffs. And lastly, we have the Edmonton Oilers, who right behind Arizona for first place in the Pacific, 17-10-3 on the season. They're 7-4-2 at home, which isn't bad, but they're 10-6-1. They've already won 10 games on the road this season. That's impressive. And Edmonton's a team that's impressed me all year long. I thought they were going to stink again like they have for the past couple of years. Just hasn't been the case, and they're able to win away from home, which is a big reason why they've been able to maintain a playoff spot pretty much all season long, and have a decent point total this season and near the top of the Pacific Division. So Edmonton has been surprisingly good this year, and their ability to win on the road and their road record is a big reason why. So for all of these teams, they already have double-digit road wins. They've been able to go into other teams' buildings and take points, which is not an easy thing to do, certainly in the NHL. Really, in any sport, it's hard to win on the road, but certainly in the NHL, it's tough to go into another team's building and just consistently win games and get points, but that's what these teams have been able to do. So they've been really strong road teams this year. Some teams are really strong home teams. Some teams near the top of the league, like Boston, Washington, St. Louis, teams like that are strong everywhere because they're just great teams. But these teams, to me, their road records really stood out, and they are good away on the away side this year. So with that, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media. All those links are down in the description below. If you'd like to further support the channel, the links to our Patreon and merchandise store are down in the description as well. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.